This Nashville Predators broadcast is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Nashville. By Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. By Fifth Third Bank. Stop by Fifth Third Bank to learn how you can be the seventh man. Fifth Third Bank. Member FDIC. And by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt.
We bring you inside Bridgestone Arena, where the Gatlin brothers just sang the national anthem. And we go to Stu Grimson for tonight's Toyota starting goaltenders.
Pecorine, after a night's rest, 25-6-2 on the year is Pecorine. 2.0 goals against average, 1.929 save percentage, and 3 shutouts on the year. Last time out, he stopped 24 of 30 shots in a wild one versus the LA Kings. That's a 7-6 overtime win. Cam Ward gets the nod tonight. 10-15-2 on the year for the Carolina Hurricanes. He's 2.34 goals against, 0.916 save percentage. And his last time out, stopped 23 of 24 shots in a 2-1 win versus Philadelphia.
Underway now from Nashville as the puck is tipped deep into the Predator zone. Rene goes up his left side. Nystrom tied up there by Lindholm. And there's a shot blockered away. It was Jordan Stahl who took it, and Eric Stahl who got a swipe at it.
Talked about that group in our open. This is a big-bodied unit. Stahl brothers work exceptionally well together. They'll see primarily Weber and Josi tonight. That Gostad line as well, just in terms of the forward trio.
Back outside the Nashville blue line, and Craig Smith has it for the Predators. Into the corner left side of Cam Ward. Forsberg. Smith right in front and took a whack at it, but it was up on the shaft, away from the blade of the stick. Zalusti taking the puck, and that one sticked away. Zalusti with Rask in the middle, and on the other side, the diminutive one, Gerby, who had a pretty good chance there in front, but could not get the shot away. Falk coming back for the Hurricanes and accelerating very quickly from behind his net. Into the Nashville end, his shot tipped wide. Thrown down low now. And the Predators with Matthias Ekholm back of his net.
Puck thrown at the net from the wide side. Smartly, Pekka lays off that. That's only trouble to play that because it's going wide. Ricochets into the deep corner as far from the Nashville net as possible.
And an icing here against Nashville with 1:47 gone.
First turn on the ice for the Rivero line. Forsberg and Smith team up for a chance. Little chip down. Forsberg sticks with it. Look, he's in a battle with 2 men for a loose puck there. 2 Carolina defenders, and he's able to thread it through to Smith. Smith with a quick whack at it. That, to me, a good indication. Forsberg back on his game. When he is on it, he is turning pucks over. In my estimation, that may have been lacking in the California trip. 2 games we saw Philip play versus Southern California teams.
Predators change up. Mark Arcabello, first winger off the bench. He's with Kelly Yarncroke. As the puck comes beyond the Nashville net and a schmozzle there. And emerging from that is Ekholm. Quickly cross ice with it, Bourque. And he couldn't get it to Yarncroke because Yarncroke's stick was being held. Hurricanes with the change. Their defensive unit is on up front, the McClement line. As Yarncroke tries to steal away on the side from McClement. Then met up with by Tim Gleason. On the boards in the corner, Bourque persistently continuing there. And now it's slid on over to Ron Hainsey, the veteran defenseman, who just missed a connection with Eric Stahl. As we have time now for our Ford Keys to the game.
Keys to the contest versus Carolina. Create urgency. You just played 4 of the best teams in all the NHL if you're the Nashville Predators, and you showed well. You're playing the 16th place team. in the Eastern Conference. You got to create the urgency to put your game out there. Attack the puck in all areas, no matter where it's played, when the opposition has the puck. Close time and space, turn pucks over. Good indications of that already.
Forsberg on the sidewall. There is Smith, and that's clutched against the chest by Cam Ward.
Right off the draw, smartly won back. Ribeiro uses body pivots. A little help from Forsberg off the lost draw, and there you see it again. Identical combination there. It's a series of play that we saw last shift for that group out there. Forsberg to Smith. Smith with the quick chance. Those two teaming up for another here.
Puck is won there. That draw by Jordan Staal. Weber chases it down. To center. That's a little bit ahead of Gaustad. So Sekera. And then tipped in by Eric Staal. Jordan Staal then with Weber. Fluttered up and tipped out through to center. Coming on now, Nystrom. His shot, and that held by Cam Ward as well. As we go to our injuries and scratches presented to you by Vanderbilt Sports Medicine. Out for Carolina, and on injured reserve, Andre Nestrashil, John Michael Lyles, and then Zach Boychuk, Alexander Semin, and Mikhail Jordan is out this evening. For Nashville, Matt Cullen and Taylor Beck on injured reserve, James Neal and Anton Volchenkov. Rask losing that face-off, but the shot was blocked, taken by Craig Smith. Carries in now, some room off the chest there of Cam Ward. Played low yet again. Seth Jones back for Forsberg, and that blocked out high by Tolusti. Rode low by Victor Bartley in the lineup tonight, and the pass is tipped out across the Carolina line.
Another good shift by the top unit, Ribeiro unit. Smith pounding away. He's been exceptionally active in that respect. Go back to last game versus Anaheim, Pete. 6 shots on net. He led all skaters in that department.
Seth Jones under some pressure from Riley Nash. And now Nash comes down the side with it to Jeff Skinner. Always dangerous against Nashville is Skinner. Rene stops it behind his net. And now Ryan Ellis on his backhand. Flips it back, and it's knocked down by Murphy. Returning down the left side for Skinner. His shot blocked. His second try is blocked wide yet again. Fisher using the left board. Strange bounce off the glass support. And the follow-up shot by Nash was deflected high. Rolling back into the zone for Carolina. Ryan Murphy is on it. Ryan Murphy, all of 20 years of age. So he can identify with the Predators' young defenseman. Up the left side. Too far there for McClement. Looking for a play. Given back now. The defenseman coming down and doing the spinorama. That's Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm with McClement following. Threw it across in front. Arcobello could not get it. Taken back down the boards. And that shot sticked aside by Rene. Brad Malone getting the shot away. Dwyer could not make a play from behind the net. And the change there catches Carolina. At least Gabriel Bourque did. He throws it to the blue line where it's angled out by Dwyer. Knocked down at center. And the Predators back with possession. Roman Josi backhands it in from center red. Ward the stop. Backhands it away from Stallberg. Jordan Staal lost it to Stallberg. Stallberg back to Weber, and Cam Ward makes the catch on that. 5:52 gone in the first. It's 0-0.
Victor Stallberg using that great speed of his. Puck turned over. Drives to lane. Weber's a good option. Lays it off to Weber. And then here's Matty Ekholm. I really like this play by Ekholm. Great patience. Great perseverance. Stopping, turning, dodging all the way. You recall on that play, he ends up throwing it in front just out of the reach of Mark Arcobello. Great opportunity a little bit earlier in that series.
To the point, Weber, a wrister, deflected off Gaustad's skate. Falk has trouble with it, but it's picked up by Jordan Staal and comes through to center.
Good stick by Victor Stallberg. Nice back pressure. He turns that puck over. It's the reason the Preds are in possession again.
Roman Josi coming into the zone. How will Falk handle him? And it's deflected away wide. Coming up the board was Josi to follow. Jordanstall returns it to Sekera. And Sekera right up the middle, swatted away at the Nashville blue line, and then handballed out to center ice. Forsberg knows he can't play the puck without a whistle. And Nathan Gerbe lost it to Forsberg. There's a try by Rivero, blocked down by Falk. Forsberg tried to put it toward the net again. Rask comes out with it for Carolina. Cut off back of the Nashville net. Rene, nice direct pass to Rivero. Smith sort of shovels it in. Rask back of the net. Tried to make a pass across the trapezoid. Yuri Tulusti to center. Off the skate. Seth Jones with it. Rivero against Gerbe. Broken up at the Carolina line. Here's Rask coming on. His shot took off high. Long rebound for Philip Forsberg. Forsberg turns into Falk by the Predators bench. I don't mean that literally. He didn't magically change identities, as the puck is picked up by Skinner, and he fires it wide.
Well fronted by Victor Bartley. Smart play by Bartley to discourage Skinner. Shot misses wide.
Falk. As you hear go, 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 and the puck comes right to the stick of Ribeiro. That blocked out of play by Justin Falk. 7:47 played, first period. Shots are 4-3 Nashville. On the scoreboard, it is 0-0.
Head coach Peter Laviolette, he was the head coach in Carolina. These Hurricanes through 2003, 2008, Stanley Cup winner. 2006, there you see his home record this season, 14-2-1. Since the start of the season, you'll find this interesting, Pete. He's passed the following men, head coaches, on the all-time wins list in this order. Fred Shero, Punch Imlach, Bob Hartley, Jacques Demers, Jack Adams. Heard any of those people?
Well, one guy they named a trophy after.
Exactly. 4 Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Mr. Jack Adams. That's some fairly top company.
Is it ever? Especially the modern era coaches who get to coach more games than they did back when Jack Adams got started. With what, a 50-game schedule, I believe. Chopped at, and they play him with a high stick. We'll have a whistle here with 8:06 gone.
On the other end, his counterpart, Coach Bill Peters. This is the first NHL head coaching position for Bill Peters. He was an assistant coach in the Detroit organization for three years before taking on the Carolina job. 4-15-2 on the road this year is Coach Peters.
Face off to the right of Pecorine. Yeah, they're 500 on home ice. Really struggling away from Raleigh. McClement wins it back almost cleanly from Yarncroke. Ellis up the right side. Getting sort of hung out on a clothesline, trying to go for the puck, was Arcobello. McClement tries to dig it off the sidewall. It's left for Ekholm. Yarncroke made a move to avoid Dwyer, and the puck picked off by Hainsey at center. He backhands it in.
Boy, you watch that one develop. It looks like Dwyer's going to get the worst of Kelly Yarncroke, and Yarncroke sees him at the last second, lowers the shoulder, and explodes Pat Dwyer. Stiff contact.
Kelly Yarncroke has the inclination that would make him a pretty good pass blocker in the NFL. Not the size, but the inclination. Swept around by Ward, up the right side for Gerbe, jabbed away. Taken back up ice. Swept in by Sekera. Loosened up some things down there in the penalty timekeeper's bench. Puck almost turned over right in front for Tulusti. And now jabbed away, and the feet in front, and diving across Ribeiro, along with Pecorine to make the stop.
Pete, I stepped on you. I can't help myself. That man is remarkable. That will go in a highlight package of Pekka's amazing saves this year. Watch this. Turnover. Ribeiro handles this way too casually. Turns over here. Rene lunges, misses. Watch the save. Kicks the back of his left leg out and gets it there. That is just pure determination, athleticism, and a remarkable piece of goaltending.
And a likely bruise.
Yeah, you're not protected all that well in that spot right there. You know what? I don't see people think to do that, never mind execute that.
Right.
That's remarkable.
That was Hasek-like. Chris Terry gave it off on the right wing side for Murphy, the D-man. Now Terry rolls it around to the opposite corner. Dug out by Riley Nash. Terry went behind Skinner with his pass. To the point. That shot blocked. Gleason took it. It's Ekholm trying to retrieve it and using the boards to clear. That icing was waved off almost instantaneously by linesman Jean Morin. Morin and Brisebois on the lines tonight. Graham Skilleter and Chris Lee with the orange armbands, the referees tonight. There's a shot tipped up, out of play. 10-16 gone in the first period. Predators and the Hurricanes. A lot of back and forth in this one. They are 0-0 at Bridgestone Arena.
Welcome back. Predators tied up at 0-0 here against the Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm now joined by Victor Bartley. Victor, big play by Mike Ribeiro to help Pekka out. From a defenseman point of view, how big was that?
That's huge. We talk about blocking shots all year long, just going back to the house, collapsing all 5 guys down, and in the picture there we had all 5 guys, so it was a great recovery.
And knowing that you guys are going up against a desperate Carolina team here tonight, how do you feel you guys are matching their energy so far?
They've came out hard so far. I think we've got to step up a little bit more, be able to match their intensity, start taking it to them. You know what? This is our ability. This is our hometown, so we just got to start playing like it.
All right, thanks so much, Victor.
So play like it's your hometown. I like the philosophy. Shot there by Nystrom. Almost catching Cam Ward totally unaware. And then Bellemore comes over, and now we're going to have Bellemore in a bit of a scrap with Paul Gaustad. So Brisebois and Morin, the linesman, step between, and much to the consternation of the assembled masses here at Bridgestone Arena.
I think Bellemore, doing his level best to stand up for his goaltender, doesn't like the way Gaustad came towards the blue paint. See there, puck thrown at the net. Gaustad's got his mind made up. He's going there hard, and he does that very thing. Pushing with Bellemore as he goes. Bellemore, you appreciate him standing his ground.
So time to take a seat. Roughing is the call on Paul Gaustad. So the power play will be seen for the first time tonight. Or no, there's going to be another penalty for Carolina. So coincidentals. But the way it is on the scoreboard right now is just 2 guys are seated.
Roughing minors each. Appears to be roughing minors each, so we'll play 4-on-4 hockey. Yeah, 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2.
So Bellemore and Gaustad at 10:37. As the puck is stolen away and given out. Nice save there on that shot by Philip Forsberg. Rask in on the attack. And misses Nathan Kirby. And it rolls all the way out to center. Falk trying to curl away and getting put right into a trap there. And Kirby comes in offside.
Well, it's time for Hot Ticket Time, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. Right now, purchase a club-level ticket for the game this Thursday against Dallas and get it for just $40. To order, call 615-770-7800 or visit NashvillePredators.com/Hot Ticket Time. This offer's good through the end of tonight's game, so order now.
Ron Hainsey for Carolina. He tries to lag it down there as it was just knocked off the stick of Riley Nash.
Smart play by Hainsey, waiting for Nash to navigate closer to the net, just lobs it into the area in front of him, allows Nash to press and make a play at the Nashville net.
Ekholm spins it back for Ryan Ellis, and now 1 minute remaining in the coincidental minors. No, we are not in overtime if you're just tuning in. 8:15 remaining in the first period. Curling on the boards. Craig Smith. Pass intercepted, sent up the middle for Murphy, and he tries to spring free. Skinner, and that will be an icing on Carolina.
Talked with Coach Ellis today about the play of Ryan Ellis and Matty Ekholm as a pairing. They have been just super consistent all year long, a very dominant pair for this group. It was interesting. Coach Laviolette completely comfortable if it ended up that those two match up against the Stahl line here tonight. It'll likely be Yossi Weber, but he's got that kind of confidence in 4 and 14.
Puck deflected off the boot there of Mike Fisher. Skinner lost it. Yarncroke comes by, and Fisher tried to bat it down inside the Carolina line. Murphy and Hainsey. This is Jordan Stahl returning it to Ron Hainsey. Murphy up the right side. 10 seconds remaining in the coincidental minors. Eric Stahl comes in. Poke check back out. Falk tries to bring it in. We talk about a defenseman who gets activated. He's the guy. A shot aside in the 4-on-4. Fisher trying to get it in around Sekera. Backhand came right out in front. And tangling for that puck as Ståhlberg had it for just a moment. Nudged ahead and taken back in Ståhlberg. Ståhlberg with Sekera coming back, and it's absorbed by Cam Ward. 6:59 remaining in the first period. These two teams played a 2-1 game. Carolina winning last month.
Watch Victor Ståhlberg jump down on this. He forces that turnover, allows Gostad to come hard to the net once again. Love the puck pressure by Victor Ståhlberg. Seeing duty here. Gostad in the middle, Nystrom on the right. That's a change from the lines last time out. But these guys playing key minutes against the top line for Carolina. The Stahl brothers and Lindholm.
The gamesmanship going on. Gostad at one point turned his hands over on his stick and was going to go right-handed here.
Reminds me of the batter jumping sides in the box.
Yes.
He's trying to confuse a pitcher. Or
Exactly.
aggravate a pitcher, maybe.
Well, aggravation is for sure. Confusing sometimes. Cam Ward did not know where to go, and Ståhlberg broke up the play. In any case, Dwyer settles things down and goes back to the D. Leeson for Carolina. Looking up the side. Tipped in deep by Brad Malone. Swung on the boards. Past Ståhlberg. Came out across the line. Up off the glass by the blue line. It'll be Victor Bartley who stays away from Rask and got the puck to Seth Jones, who then has to curl away from the pressure put on by Carolina. Ståhlberg angled that in off the stick from across center red. Cam Ward, which way does he go? And he stumbled a bit. Yarncroke picks up. Back. Ekholm. That pass bounced off the stick of Ellis. Gerby couldn't handle it, and now it's Ekholm coming back up ice. Ward takes a hit from Belmore as he put it in deep. Arcabello in pursuit. Hainsey and Arcabello. Arcabello confounds things a bit there for the defensive tandem. Yuri Tolusti at Carolina. Gerby got it around Ekholm to center. Riley Nash tips it in. Tapped away by Gostad for Ekholm. Bork off the skate but handled okay by Ståhlberg. Justin Falk fades behind the Carolina net. And as is his wont, he's taking off with a jet up his backside. And that shot blockered away and then bunted to the corner by Victor Bartley.
Smart play by Bartley, too. Chokes down on the handle, slaps it towards the deep corner.
Seth Jones lost the puck there as the Hurricanes. When you think about this, too, and watch these two teams work, they're almost mirror images of each other.
They really do. Grinding minutes down low, play that cycle game, waiting for it to break down, then attack the net.
Quick shot, tipped up on Rinne. Right in front of him was Chris Terry. 15-11 gone in the first. Yeah, there have been some pretty good-sized hits here. Yarncroke and Dwyer earlier on, still 0-0. 0-0. We have a special feature for you here tonight. The Phantom Cam shooting at a rate of 1,200 frames per second. That's why you get such clear resolution and great slow motion action on these stops by Pekka Rinne so far here in the early going. And let's take a look at that camera itself. And there's the Phantom running the Phantom Cam. Off the face-off, the shot deflected to the corner, right by Mr. Phantom. As Eric Staal tried to curl it back in front, follow-up shot by Sekera, and a whack at it there by Elias Lindholm, and Rinne stops them all.
Big saves again on grade A chances. Carolina stepping up is Sekera, and then Lindholm on the backside with a great opportunity. Rinne able to seal it off, right pad. Tough save for him to make that and then control right away. Lindholm was on it in a hurry. Cousin to Calle Jarnkrok, that Lindholm.
Yes. Face off to the right side, and they'll have to do it all over again. Virtually everybody jumped on that one. Gaustad set up against Jordan Staal. Tapped away from either of the Staal brothers and back to center.
I'm surprised that wasn't flagged down for a hand pass. Looked to me like Weber bumped it. Stahlberg was the first to touch it.
But in the zone, so as we have a whistle here. And heading on over to the box, Victor Stahlberg.
2 minutes boarding. Boarding on Victor Stahlberg. Over in front of the Nashville bench. Yeah, you'll see Stahlberg's path of travel here. Closes down on Murphy shortly after Murphy unloads, but Murphy had turned his back to the inside of the ice.
So the first power play of the night will go to Carolina. Out to the blue line and slipped under the stick of Nathan Kirby. Zalusti back to the point, held there by Sekera, and that one tipped wide left side of Pekka Rinne. Gaustad along with Nystrom. Throwing it across and back out Sekera. The one-timer goes wide of the net. Kirby was working that right face-off circle area. Skinner and Zalusti also up front. Predators changing up the PK. Get Fisher out with Jarnkrok. Hey, Preds fans, get closer to the action with Predators Live, presented by Nissan. Tune in for all the post-game analysis with Smashville's finest. Don't miss Predators Live, presented by Nissan, following tonight's game, right here on Fox Sports Tennessee. Skinner in for the face-off. Hurricanes win possession, 1:10 remaining. And they want to change the forward unit on the power play. The Stalls come on, joined by Rask. Now they change one of the point men. Digging the puck on the sidewall, Eric Staal. It comes through to center. This is Justin Falk. Rinne cuts it off. His only choice there is the right side. Rask knocked it down, and Jarnkrok in fast pursuit of it. Eric Staal for Rask. Curls on the board. Eric Staal is in front of Falk. Down the right side now Lindholm. Falk, 15 seconds left on the power play. Lindholm. Jordan Staal right in front, and the puck is deflected into the net. The Hurricanes tally on the power play at 17:25 of the first to take a 1-0 lead.
Well, Eric Staal is the dangerous player out there. Down low to Rinne's left. It ultimately pivots to him. He doesn't have, watch the way this play develops. He doesn't have a direct passing lane. It's been sealed off down low. But he goes there anyways, recognizing I may get a bounce in front that favors us. And he does. Off the skate of, I believe, Nystrom. And then it kicks right back to Staal. Rinne sprawling. Stahl's able to bang it in behind him for the first score of this game.
So it turns out one shot on goal, and that was all they required. Hurricanes up 1-0. So this season, for the 21st time in 39 games, the Predators give up the first goal. The puck behind the Carolina net. Brett Bellemore turns one way, looks the other. As the stick was getting held, Predators delay power play coming up for Nashville. Forsberg gets shot. That missing the net. Predators keep it in play, however. Forsberg ran into his man, and now they will establish possession for the Hurricanes, and the Predators will get their first Tennessee Lottery power play of the game.
Carolina penalty number 39, 2 minutes holding the stick.
As clear-cut as you could get.
Dwyer called for holding the stick. Minute 54 remaining. There you see the battle on the half wall, deep inside Carolina territory. Dwyer fears he's been beat off the half wall, which he has been. He's looking to get a little advantage, and he tugs on Josi to slow Josi down. 2 minutes for that reason.
Forsberg lost the puck there to Riley Nash, who just tapped it out across the line.
Smart play for Nash to jump Forsberg there. He recognizes he's battling a bouncing puck, and he's got his back to the inside of the ice. That's the right time to attack.
So Jokinen goes toward the front of the net. Weber, as they try to tap it back out for a little fancy play in front, and that's broken up.
Set play in front. Weber's looking to outlet pass to Fisher on the outside, and then he wants to one-time that back to Jokinen, who's in the interior of that Carolina box. It just misses Jokinen, so those two fail to connect.
Predators offside, trying to gain that zone. Second power play unit out now for Nashville. But sometimes, in terms of effectiveness this last week, has been the first power play unit. Jones and Ellis back. And up front, Wilson, Ribeiro, and Smith. So the goal goes Eric Stahl from Lindholm and Falk. That was at 17:25. A minute remaining in the penalty. 53 seconds in the period. Ellis, and it tipped right on net off of Colin Wilson going down the middle, and Ward makes the stop.
Craig Smith getting a little more power play time. Key guy, interior guy. He the author of a power play goal last time out versus Anaheim. Nice redirect off the Ellis pass. He gets his own rebound and bangs it behind Anderson in Anaheim.
Given back to Ellis. Ribeiro out near the point. Got away from Nash. And now it is Ellis with a redirect. And that goes wide off the stick of Craig Smith.
Similar play to that we saw in Anaheim from the other side.
Colin Wilson. Cycling off to Smith. Fired it wide. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Swept over for Ribeiro. Bounced on it. And then bounces away from Wilson. Nash tries to dig it out. Time running down in the period. Still plenty of time if the Predators can get a shot away. Ellis out on the perimeter for Colin Wilson. Out of the trapezoid. Chipped around Ribeiro and then cleared down ice by Gerby. And that will do it for the period. There'll be a 6-second carryover into the second. Coming up in our first intermission, Mark and Terry in the Fox Sports Tennessee Zone. We'll have our Mercedes-Benz of Nashville intermission interview. Highlights and stats. All that coming up. Predators outshot in the first period by the Hurricanes 11-7. And the Hurricanes have built themselves a 1-0 lead on a power play goal.
This Nashville Predators broadcast is brought to you by Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. By Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. And by your Middle Tennessee Toyota dealers.
Carolina Hurricanes in front of the Nashville Predators 1-0 on a first period power play goal given to Eric Stahl. The pinball action in front also involving his brother Jordan. And here you have the Predators down 1-0. And Stu, taking a look at the Predators, I guess the best way to put it, putting pressure on the opposition.
They sure were. I'm going to contradict our counterparts downstairs. I liked a lot of what I saw from the Preds in the first part. It's okay. They can be wrong from time to time. This analysis, this is tricky business. I like this in the early going. Great job by Smith and Forsberg together. They get down low. Look at this chance for Smith. Second chance for Smith. We're going to see that same play, same combination of players. Forsberg will create the turnover, sets up Smith just above the faceoff dot. Another high-grade chance. I really like this from Victor Stalberg. Watch him. Attack down deep, create the turnover, allows the Gosted chance, and then watch this. Going to cycle back. That's Victor Stalberg on the back pressure. Turns the puck over. They're right back on the attack. Shot by Stalberg from the outside. Calle Jarnkrok on the penalty kill. Watch him on the wall. This is how you attack, and you attack in all areas. I'll tell you what, for the first 12, maybe 14 minutes of that period, I liked what I saw from the guys in gold. I'll credit the Carolina Hurricanes towards the back part of that period. They played some strong hockey. Key is for the Preds to get back on the attack.
And 2 seconds left now on their power play that carried over. But can they carry over now with possession as the power play has finished it off? Trying to flip the puck out in front there was Colin Wilson. He's in the corner now with Jordan Staal on him. Staal leaning on him. Comes back now for Fisher. Just so you know, they added a shot on goal after the period had concluded. And turned out to be an 11-7 first period.
You can get credit for that? You take a shot on net after the period's over? Is that what you're saying?
It's very difficult.
Had I known that, you would have taken a lot more shots during the intermission.
Yes. Here's a play in front and trying for the redirect, Colin Wilson. Taken away from him by Gleason. Intercepted yet again. Active stick there. And then taken on the Carolina end. Here is Eric Staal flipping it down to the end board as the Canes go for a change.
Good pursuit by Mike Ribeiro, like him creating the turnover there. That's a good way to start.
Josi wide toward the net, rebound left there. And Smith could not get to it cleanly on the backhand. And deflected in front, pinball style. That was a shot by Victor Bartley that went off a Carolina stick to the front of the net. Forsberg off his skate. Falk peels back wisely as it turns out. Off the boards at center, Craig Smith rifles it back in. In pursuit is Bartley. A little lackadaisical approach there with the puck by Cam Ward. It's Forsberg. Forsberg a shot, and that deflects wide. In front was Ribeiro.
Through traffic, that one doesn't miss by much. Deflected on the way, I believe.
They got it around Ribeiro to Falk. And Falk forced to zigzag his way up to center and lobs it in low. And this will be an icing call.
Here's Josi on the attack a little bit earlier, just before this stoppage. He is effective through neutral ice. Does a great job. Then he retreats a little, finds some quiet ice, throws it down at the Carolina net, recognizing that Craig Smith is going there hard. Talk about Craig Smith play so far tonight. He is often all around it. Good indications for him. Again, we mentioned his last time out, 6 shots on net versus Anaheim at Anaheim.
And we have a little stoppage, not because of the way they were aligned for the faceoff, but because Pekka Rinne discovered he had a broken stick.
Goaltender can play with one, a skater cannot.
And I don't think anybody ever played with the broken stick in goal more than Ron Hextall. As the puck slipped away from Jarnkrok, but kept in by Ellis.
Usually because he broke it over somebody's ankle over the crossbar.
Or head. He swung that thing like a mighty scythe. And the puck taken away now and started back up. Skinner accelerating, backhanding it in, deep off the Nashville end board. Mattias Ekholm. They played 2 minutes and 38 seconds of the second period. Terry came back for it, flattened out, and lobbed in by Ekholm. Nice reverse Swedish on that to prevent the icing call. Riley Nash carries. Nash continuing on. Was thinking about the wraparound, but was cut off in that regard. Ekholm using the boards to clear. Deflects over for Riley Nash. Heading to the net, Murphy. And the rebound almost left right in front, but good job Ekholm there as he worked against Brad Malone. Stallberg flips it into the back end. Ward very near the no goalie zone. And the puck comes out to the point. Shot by Nystrom. The rebound is pulled in. Some pushing and shoving ensues. And we have a stoppage with 3.5 gone. 2003, June of that year, the entry draft was held in this building, and the number 2 pick in that draft was Eric Stahl. Shea Weber, also involved at tonight's game, was the 49th selection. Oh boy, do they ever look young when they are 18.
My gosh.
What a draft 2003 was. Of the first rounders, only one did not establish himself in the NHL.
Remarkable pluck for the Carolina Hurricanes. Eric Stahl, second overall. Second overall a few years later to Pittsburgh. 2006, his brother Jordan Stahl.
So a little flipped up and knocked down there by Cam Ward. Off the faceoff, taken behind the net by Hainsey. Up the wall it goes. Olli Jokinen. And now it's Roman Josi who goes to pick it. Fisher ahead for Jokinen. Flipped in Jokinen, driving to the net. Wilson backhanded toward the front, and Ward broke up the play. Good alert play by the Carolina goaltender. Lindholm comes on, and Hainsey forced him offside effectively. So let's take a look back just a few moments again.
Up the wall, Olli Jokinen catches the feed from Fisher. Then he is on the move, driving it wide. Smart little play to the front. Olli Jokinen recognizing he's got forward presence at the net. That's Colin Wilson going hard to the net. He's in a good spot if Bellemare and Ward working together don't defend in that way. That's why you want to see a guy like Wilson take the inside route towards the puck. He goes the outside route, allows the 2 defenders, Ward, Bellemare, to take away the opportunity.
Quick pass to Forsberg on the left wing. Poke check there by Rask. Forsberg gives it back to the D-man. It's Jones on with Bartley. This is Bartley and deflected into the Carolina zone. Sekera puts it on the boards and taken by Toulouse. Stepping into it, Falk deals off for Gerby. Dropped it back for Toulouse. Deflected away. There the active stick of Ribeiro as they tried the home run pass to the Predators centerman. Rask comes on. That deflecting off Bartley. Trying to put it right back out in front. And Rinne with a scramble, and I believe the referee lost sight of the puck and thus tooted the whistle.
Smith is trying to spring Ribeiro over about a zone and a half. That fails to connect, and that's why Carolina is back on the attack in transition. Initially defended well, but thrown right back out front. And all kinds of bodies, white jerseys, collapsing towards the Nashville net front. There you see Gerby on the one side, Rask on the other. Rinne, strong save to hold them off.
Down to the corner, Ellis. Arcobello slides it over. Ekholm breaks up. Gives it now to Bourque. Bourque gave it to Ekholm, trailing the play, deflecting off the shoulder of Ward, and taken behind the Carolina net. Terry for Murphy. Sekera lobs it in. And again is Mattias Ekholm. And his pass going for the right wing hit off the shoulder of Jarnkrok. Tipped in Ekholm. Riley Nash to his D-man. Gleason spins it up. Pass Skinner. There'll be no icing here. The Canes will get a change. 5:38 off the clock in the second. 1-0 Hurricanes. Jokinen carrying on and giving it over right side for Colin Wilson. He elects to keep it deep. To the blue line. Weber a blast. Glove saved made by Cam Ward. So Shea Weber got that shot very quickly.
Big shot from the captain from the right point side. Interesting company he is in. Actually, company all by himself. He's the only NHL player with the following criteria: 25-plus points, 80-plus hits, 80-plus blocked shots. That shows you this guy does it all, does it well. 26 points, 84 hits, 83 blocks on the season. Nobody else in the NHL.
Quick shot by Jokinen as they slid across to change the angle, and Ward made the stop. And we need add no more qualifiers. That's exclusive enough territory.
It really is remarkable when you think of those skills in tandem. There's Olli Jokinen from the outside on his off-wing side, pounding it at the net. He's put in solid minutes tonight and really played solid through the Southern California trip. Has earned himself a promotion onto that. Wilson, Fisher in the middle, Jokinen on the right side. Coach Laviolette pushing these guys all kinds of big minutes.
Nystrom out of that corner. Wants to come out in front. Shoveled it wide. Not a shot on net. That one was by Josi. Turning now, and that try by Nystrom is blocked. So the Predators should be credited with 7 shots on net in the period. Knocked down across the line. And the pass going behind Lindholm. Nystrom turns. Off the board, Bostad trying to force it down. Nystrom gets it. Right side, Shea Weber trying for a redirect with Ståhlberg in front.
Terrific play by Weber. Looks like Ståhlberg gets a piece of that, but it's wide. Probably doesn't lean on it hard enough. Good chance nonetheless.
Sekera comes in. Almost by his lonesome. Here's Rask. What a move on Josi. Cuts to the front, and it's covered up by Pekka Rinne. Nice move there by Victor Rask. It's still 1-0 Carolina. 6 minutes, 50 seconds have been played in period number 2 at Bridgestone. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. We bet you didn't know this.
This is interesting. In terms of percentage of possible points earned at home, Nashville is number 1 in the NHL. They have earned 85.3% of the points available to them when they played at home. And what does that record look like actually, statistically? Well, it's 14-2-1. Can you imagine? 2 regulation losses nearing the half point of the season. No other team in the NHL has that few.
So a maximum of 34 points coming into this one at home. And 29. Here now the try. And that changeup by Bartley as it rolled off the blade of his stick. Still stopped by Cam Ward.
Just bouncing out of Bartley's reach. Great drop on the drive. Don't you just love a guy like Bartley? Healthy scratch, consecutive games, jumps up into the action, all kinds of confidence.
Yeah, no hesitancy in his game whatsoever. Reverse now from Murphy. He got it around Bartley, and Forsberg will track it down for Nashville. Bartley returning for Seth Jones. Now angled in off Bartley's stick, and across it came. Smith picks it up. His shot ricocheted high off the glass in the corner, and Lindholm going after it, but Seth Jones got him there first. For Forsberg, nudges it over. Mike Ribeiro. His pass blocked by Sekera. Jordan Staal. And now it comes through for Eric Staal. Girls on the board. Lindholm. To the point. Sekera. Shot wide. Trying to center it out in front was Jordan Staal. Lindholm picks up. Puck loose. Nudge to the end wall again. And the puck put right in front and fired off the mark by Jordan Staal. A break for Nashville there. Falk with the shot. Broken up in front. That one blocked by Bartley. Now Ribeiro has it. Down the right wing side. Smith goes in with Sekera. Into the trapezoid. Smith continues pursuit of it. Put up the boards. Ekholm comes down. Kicks it to Smith in front. Bounced away from Fisher. And for that matter, Ekholm too, back to center.
Good opportunity by Smith. Like him wheeling it down at the net there, recognizing that Fisher is going hard. Fisher just a smidge late on the rebound. It transitions out.
Predators 2-on-2 there. Ekholm adding to the advantage. Trying to poke it out in front. And that one put to the wall by Sekera. Colin Wilson pulls out of the corner on his backhand. Turns to the forehand. Bounced off the stick of Fisher. Sekera up the board. And the pass comes out onto the right wing side, picked up by Skinner. Skinner turning. Check there, but got the puck back away from Ekholm. And then play with a high stick back, but the Hurricanes get it. And that shot wide of Rinne. Bellemare puts it into the trapezoid. Rinne recoils to the front of his net. After it now is McClement. From back of the net. Taken away from Ekholm by McClement's persistence. Dwyer is there too for Carolina. McClement tried to turn in and went down like a tree up against Ekholm. Fisher digs for the puck. Puck flipped away from Dwyer. Ellis on the left side and angled out by Jokinen. Initial indication was icing. That's waved off. Quick pass up from McClement. He was approached then by Bourque. Bourque goes behind the net, puts it around Dwyer, and Murphy can't get to it. This will be an icing against Nashville with 10:40 gone. And the Stahl brothers working together here tonight.
Long stretch of hockey just moments ago. You see there, that play is made from down below the goal line. That's Eric Stahl to Jordan Stahl. Jordan Stahl, quick little wrister, one-time wrister, gets it off, catches the outside of the post. It looked to me like Rinne had most of that sealed off.
So Murphy, left side Kirby shot, sticked away Rinne. For the Stahl brothers, the first non-set of twins to play on the same line against the Predators. Murphy to the side. Kirby tried to hit the man in the middle there, Tulosti. To the side of the Nashville goal. Put up by Jarnkrok, held in Murphy. He fires, and that one is picked up in the gloved hand of Pekka Rinne. 11 has been played in the second period. The shots are 15 aside, and Carolina still leading 1-0 on the power play goal by Eric Stahl.
Welcome back. Predators still trailing the Hurricanes 1-0. I'm down here on the bench with assistant coach Kevin McCarthy. Coach, one of the concerns after the first was getting more traffic to the net. Do you feel your team's doing a better job of that here in the second?
Well, I thought that the first period we looked at, we had no energy. You know, we were slow to the pucks. We weren't playing our style of game, and I thought right for the first shift of that second period, we started to play the game that we wanted to play and getting pucks to the net, getting bodies to the net, and getting some chances.
And from what you've seen, what's Carolina doing right now in order to have this lead?
Well, I think they played a smart game. They've got a good road game going. They're not turning the puck over. They're managing to battle things out and battle things in, and we just got to stay the course here. It's a 1-0 game, and we just got to win this period.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
And as that was going on, Elias Lindholm, his stick broke as he was in the high slot trying one at Pekka Rinne.
Boy, was he ever all loaded up. Mid-slot, center ice, pounding away. Rinne makes a solid save, jumps on the rebound.
Bellemare flips it toward the net, and that came out of nowhere, I think, as far as Pekka Rinne was involved. He didn't see that till the last possible instant. Stahlberg gets it in and off the stick of goaltender Cam Ward. Played up now for Lindholm. Lindholm tapped it, tried to get around Josi. Put off the board by Stahlberg, and Bellemare goes back. He is ahead of Eric Nystrom. Tipped in from back of the center right line as we now have ourselves icing call tonight on Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1. How about the announcements today from the Baseball Hall of Fame? The big unit, Pedro Martinez, John Smoltz, and Craig Biggio, all elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Ken Rosenthal will break it all down. We go to Columbus. Urban Meyer and Ohio State begin their preparations for Oregon, and Donovan McNabb tells you how Cam Newton and the Panthers can beat the defending champion Seahawks on Saturday. All that coming up later tonight on Fox Sports 1. Check your listings for the channel on your particular service. In the corner, onto the wall for Lindholm. Forsberg, a quick shot, and that one just knocked down by Ward. Ekholm keeps it alive into a scrum involving Craig Smith and Belmore. Hainsey comes over. Here again is Ekholm. Smith to Ekholm, returning to Craig Smith. His try was blocked out high there by Belmore. Forsberg with it now. Nice move to get around Skinner, but he backhands it to the court. Ellis activates and goes down low. Up the board, below the hash mark, through the skates of Craig Smith. Forsberg tried to give some help, and out it comes. And buried at the center red line there was Skinner by Forsberg.
Like a shift like that, those build momentum.
Puck just swatted away by Cam Ward. Out with it, Ribeiro. But Sekera comes out for Carolina. Carries in for Gerby, and that shot snared in the glove of Pekka Rinne. 13-14 gone in the second.
Like that Ribeiro unit out there. Cycle, long possession in the offensive zone. See Forsberg filters in behind Matty Ekholm. Shores up the point side for Ekholm, and then a strong play at the net by Philip Forsberg. Like the desperation, like the urgency in that line. Again, shifts like that start to turn the tide.
Fisher took the draw from Victor Rask. And now in the Carolina zone, the Hurricanes defense. Justin Falk off the left board, and this will be an icing against Carolina. So a face-off in Cam Ward's end of the rink here.
Last 3 games, a healthy scratch. Victor Bartley and then reinserted here against the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. Prior to being removed from the lineup, remember that Victor was 4 points in his last 5 games played. Again, Pete and I made the comment, this is a guy that just jumps in, plays his game, knows who he is, plays with all kinds of confidence.
And stepping down from the left point, Bartley gets it back in deep again. Jokinen gives it off to Fisher, and that deflected high. I believe it was Sekera who got a stick on that. Bartley comes down to keep it going again. Colin Wilson curls out with it, coming down from the point, Seth Jones. Jones, who has that great reach but was set wide. So no wraparound try that time from him.
And you know he was looking to do that. He lost the puck last second, but he was looking to make a play around the backside and beat Ward to the far post.
Like the classic he executed against Winnipeg.
That was a dandy.
He's behind the Nashville net, Seth Jones. Predators trailing 1-0. 14.5 minutes now off the clock in the second. Bourque sprints across from the outside the Carolina line, but Riley Nash intercepted. Deflected in by Malone. Left for Bartley. Up the right board, knocked away from Arcobello. That pass goes off the backside. Gabriel Bourque. Ekholm swept it, but not cleanly away from Nash. And the try there is deflected up into the mesh. That off the stick of Brad Malone. 14:59 gone. Period number 2. Hurricanes still lead 1-0.
Our Phantom Cam gives us a great look at this Carolina chance. Look at the torque in the stick of Malone as he puts it down towards the Nashville net. Redirected twice before it ultimately leaks out the short side and up over the glass out of harm's way. Good chance for Carolina. See there exactly what happens as that puck arrives in and around the blue paint in front of Pekka Rinne.
In the past, we never could have showed you a demonstration of torque. Not like that. You saw it very clearly.
They do some pretty amazing things with those sticks. The composite stick, a lot of give to it. It really generates some velocity with a very compact release.
Dwyer put it to the corner. Hammered off the wall, but then Dwyer blocked the attempted out by Nashville. And now it squirts ahead toward Ribeiro. But Sekera got there to prevent a 2-on-1. Forsberg with Falk on him. He turns. Smith reacts as Ellis couldn't play it. Craig Smith comes out in front. Tried a shot, couldn't get it through.
Well defended by McClement.
And now a shot goes wide as that was taken just on the inside top of the circle by Forsberg.
Forsberg is threatening. McClement does well to hold the inside.
Smith shovels, but McClement got back, and the Predators going to get a forward line change. Angled in, off Dwyer. Rene leaves. Ekholm. Right side off Stallberg. Played it nicely onto his stick. Stallberg using the speed, and then the try by Gaustad is held by Cam Ward.
Victor Stallberg has had a terrific night tonight. In fact, I might put him in the category of best Preds player so far. Terrific drive. Look at the speed of Stallberg. But recognizing that the shooting lane is closed, Gaustad's an option. Leaves it back for Gaustad. Strong play by Paul Gaustad. Ward smothers up.
Gaustad in for the face-off. As Stallberg kept it there and then steals it away from Eric Staal. From the corner trying to center, and Murphy blocked the pass. Jordan Staal, the backhand feed to big brother Eric. Eric tried to sweep a shot on, getting in the way. Josi up off the shelf of the boards. Josi gets it. Bothered all the way by Lindholm. Josi to keep him. Gaustad goes behind the net. Bounced away from Stallberg, taking out Jordan Staal. Here's Lindholm. Lindholm toward Jordan Staal. Checked there by Shea Weber. And then Stallberg. Lindholm back in the net trying to make a play. Jordan Staal reaches in. Freed up and taken now by Stallberg, who lobs, knocked down Josi. Similarly knocked down at center and dumped in by Shea Weber. Belmore behind the Carolina net. One broken stick was passed up toward the bench. Another one down to the right side of Pekka Rinne as the puck comes over to his left side. Heavy collision on the sidewall there with Kirby. Kirby along with Bartley. And now the puck passed up. Deflected from behind center Red. And they'll blow that for the hybrid icing against Nashville.
Find ourselves saying Victor Stallberg's name a lot tonight and Victor Bartley's name a lot tonight. Like the way he's playing Kirby down low. Kirby's a fast player, an elusive player. Bartley just plays him hard, puts him on the seat of his pants. Puck turns over. Nice support by Jokinen. That's just good, aggressive, assertive defensive play. Good job, Victor Bartley.
Had they called a penalty there, it would have been for Bartley being too big.
Bigger than his opponent.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Hope checked at the line, forcing an offside on Olli Jokinen, trying to enter the zone.
Check out the all-new Lids Pick 6, starting at just $34 per game. This ticket package includes an autographed Shea Weber bobblehead, $20 Lids gift card, a 7th game for free, and more. Call 615-770-7800 or visit NashvillePredators.com/pick6 to order yours today.
Nash and Yarncroke. Yarncroke was told, get out of there. So Mark Arcabello comes in to take his spot. John Moran drops it. And it's drilled into the zone by Ekholm, left to right. Sekera reverses for Falk. That one slowed down anyway by Bork. Justin Falk. And his pass tipped way out of play down in the corner towards section 108.
Another good shift out of Gabby Bork here tonight. He really is pursuing the puck. We talked about attacking the puck in all zones. That's the hallmark of Gabby Bourque's game. When he is on it, he is hunting pucks off the opposition. Last time out against the Anaheim Ducks, 6 hits, led all skaters in that department. He moves up to the Yarncroke line for that reason. Good minutes played.
Olli Jokinen turns. Right there was Gleason. It floats up and now is dumped in by Josi. Ward stops it behind his net. Fisher tried to steal away and get it in front for Colin Wilson, and it comes through center to the Nashville zone.
Great steal by Fisher. Probably underestimated the amount of time he had to make a play. He rushed it and it turned over.
Murphy couldn't take that from Jordan Staal. Lindholm's pass goes wide. Gleason. Eric Staal tipped it, but stopped outside the line by another 2003 draftee, Shea Weber. Colin Wilson cuts to the front of the net, tried a backhander, blocked in front. Gleason got in the way of that. Eric Staal carries in. Staal the shot, Rinne the save, and then 1:10 remains in the second.
Wilson's got an extra gear tonight. Wide drive by Colin off a feed by Shea Weber. Beats the Carolina defender. Then he decides last second, hey, I've got a lane. I'm going to take it hard. Show backhand. Loses it off the heel of his stick. Otherwise, a pretty solid play. You like that. There's bodies in front. He takes it there. Hoping to get a bounce, if not a direct play at Cam Ward in the Carolina net.
Ribeiro got it in behind Sekera. Under a minute to play. Second period, Predators down a goal. Cross ice, Gervie. And offside, Carolina. Coming up in our second intermission for you, a look at the NHL scoreboard, which may include a look at, who knows, Jordan Tootoo getting a goal tonight, assisted by Merrick Zedlicki for New Jersey. Crispy's breakdown, and Lindsay will be interviewing a stand-up interview with assistant coach Phil Housley.
Not a sit-down interview.
No. It's going to be a stand-up.
Standing interview. Fair enough.
Off the face-off, Forsberg got it inside the line. Sekera stopped there by Ribeiro, and he draws a penalty. A stick up in the mush as he tried to cut in. Nathan Gervie, of all people, called for high sticking.
Carolina penalty number 14, 2 minutes high sticking.
Ribeiro does well to draw this minor. Look at him pushing hard through all kinds of Carolina sticks. He catches it right under the visor. The stick of Nathan Gervie. Apparently no injury on the play. Otherwise, Gervie draws the double minor. Just a single for high sticking. 43 seconds remain in the second period.
Weber walks the line, gives to Jokinen. His shot goes wide with Ward out of the net a little bit. Fisher is in front. He is among the club leaders with 3 power play goals. He got knocked down, allowing Ward to field that, and then Fisher got a cross-check from behind.
A couple of good chances for Nashville. Fisher providing the traffic in front, initially off the Jokinen chance, and then this one just follows up. See Ward giving Fisher a shot there in front. May have been Ward's stick that upends Fisher, but it actually creates a sight line for Ward as Fisher hits the ice.
McClement, and the faceoff sent back to the point by Forsberg. Jokinen straight across, and now Weber. Traffic in front. Weber goes after his rebound. Knocked down Jokinen. Fisher back in the net to Jokinen. Under 10 remaining in the period. Predators on the Tennessee Lottery power play. Toward Forsberg. It comes back to Weber with time running down. And Ward is able to hold it. That's the end of the second. Predators will have a minute 17 carryover on the power play into period number 3. Shots on goal in the period. The Predators with 12 and the Carolina Hurricanes with 6. It's 19-17 Nashville at the end of 40. Stay tuned. We told you what's coming up in the second intermission, so stay tuned for all that. NHL scores as well. We head toward the third. Predators will have a power play carryover from the second, and Stu has a look at how to create urgency.
Pete, when you play teams like St. Louis, Chicago, Anaheim, the urgency is baked right in. You play teams like Carolina, you've got to create the urgency. Preds did a good job of that. Let's take a look at clips from the second period. I like Paul Gostad, does a great job down low on Riley Nash. This allows the D to hang back at the net and make plays back there. Borky driving wide, does a great job. Little flip over to Ekholm. Ekholm gets it to the net front. Arcobello and Yarncroke coming hard. Like this play. Watch Weber. Slap pass. Just misses Stolberg. That's actually deflected out of Stolberg's reach. And then here finally, great job by Stolberg. Look at the urgency in his game. Battles through all kinds of pressure. Just finds a way to get that puck deep. I like the indications. I thought a much better 20 than the first 20 if that trend continues. You like the way it goes for the Preds.
And right after the draw, coming into the power play was Smith, backhanding one wide. Rifled off the stick of Ellis. Smith for Seth Jones. Ribeiro coming into that circle. Goes all the way through. Ellis fakes. Jones toward Ribeiro, but not quite there. Onto the wall for McClement, but Ribeiro got the puck. McClement steals it away and clears.
Jones looking for Ribeiro on the half wall. He can't get that puck to sit flat. Skips up over Ribeiro's stick. Then there comes the battle. Preds are unable to control and maintain the opposition zone.
Nice move by Smith. Picked up his own pass, tipped off the sidewall. Ellis. Now Ribeiro. Look down, goal line extended. Colin Wilson moving it back for Seth Jones. Wilson with Ribeiro to the side and pulled that shot wide, short side. Rask comes over trying to clear. Predators keep it in. Here is Wilson, give and go perhaps. Try to put it back in front and take it away by Rask. They get it out across the line. Power play over. Predators managed 2 shots on net, and that was all in the latter portion of the second period. Falk for Carolina. So at a big kill, concluding things there for the Hurricanes. Stolberg digging toward the net, diving across Sekera. He lost his stick in the process. Wraparound try by Gostad. Yossi. Sekera down without the stick use there. Up the wall and then pass right down the middle for Eric Stahl. He flips in. Eric Nystrom onto the left wing side. Pass comes back to Weber down the left wing. Gostad coming on, and that shot handled by Ward. He will not allow a rebound there. 2:08 gone in the third.
Join us back at Smashville this Thursday when the Preds take on Central Division rivals, the Dallas Stars, on a Jack-in-the-Box Student Rush Night. Show your student ID at the Bridgestone Arena box office to receive a $35 lower level ticket, a t-shirt, and a Jack-in-the-Box coupon. Puck drops at 7 p.m. For tickets, visit NashvillePredators.com or call 615-770-7800. Does that one interest you? You're showing a...
Yeah, well, you know, I was the Rush chairman, and I was always happy to meet the prospective people to join the...
Still got your college ID on you?
Oh, several of them.
Transferred schools a lot?
Yeah. Yep. Matter of fact, Purdue gave me a scholarship to go to Notre Dame. Here's the shot by Arcobello, missing the net. Trying to play it back up, Gabriel Bork. There's a shot, goes high off the Zamboni door glass. Arcobello, and it deflects nicely off the pipe, Ellis! And scrambling to tie it up is Cam Ward. Oh, you heard that one ring. Resoundingly so, upstairs here.
What a terrific feed over to Ryan Ellis. And boy, does he unload. That's an opposite side. He's on his left. A natural right defenseman, far side, clearly beats Cam Ward. And then earlier in that shift, Arcobello from the tops of the circles. Bork is at the net front. Bork tries to bring it back from below the goal line. Just runs out of room to do it. The first just short of 3 minutes or any indication. Good pace to the Preds game and probably adding more urgency to what you saw, what we showed you. Second period clips.
Thrown in by Brad Malone. Rinne went to the blue line, knocked down Murphy, and helped behind Pekka Rinne there, given by Victor Bartley. When he passed that puck, Rinne left himself in a vulnerable and open net position. Down the left wing side, moving behind the net, trying to put it out in front, and it came out high from Malone. Malone clears it to center. Predators, a couple of close calls again here in the early stages of period 3. Colin Wilson trying to break in. Got spun around there at the last by Malone. Forsberg on his backhand, blocked. Malone taps it over. And that'll be Josi dropping back for Mike Fisher. And trying for the one-time redirect for Colin Wilson. Pulled it wide. Wilson and Gleason into the corner. And Gleason almost chicken-winged him with the stick. Back it comes down. That shot is stopped. Josi got it. Flipped by Malone to the right of Pekka Rinne.
Well, Preds doing everything in their power, pressing hard, creating all kinds of great opportunities. I'll tell you, as this game wears on, Cam Ward really is becoming the storyline. High grade chances. Ward has been extremely sharp.
Taken out by Jordan Staal. Here's his brother Eric. Back to Jordan in the slot, blocked in front. As Ryan Ellis stopped that, and then Pekka Rinne stops the follow-up.
Basket of great chances for the Preds. Here's one of them. Colin Wilson on the wide drive. Fakes the inside move, and he actually pulls Ward off that post. He thinks he's got... Well, he's sure got a passing lane. He thinks he's got a gold jersey in front. Fails to connect.
And he also might have had the back of Ward's paddle.
Yeah. You'll often see a player try that. Try and put it in off a goaltender who's out of position.
Stahlberg carrying in on Sekera. Leaves for Ellis. Stahlberg in the slot of the score. Ellis put it on net, and the Predators tie it up at 4:43 in the third. There have been better opportunities, perhaps.
Oh, you're certainly true about that. Look at Stahlberg. He has been like this. He has shown this all night. The wide drive, lays it back to Ellis, and then Ellis sees a little daylight. Ward has not yet sealed off towards the net, the short side post, and there you see it. Perfect shot. Great job, guys. It drops between Ward's left pad, the post, and into the Carolina net to even this one at ones.
Ellis with his fifth. Comes at 4:43. Now things are even here at Bridgestone Arena. Trying to get it down low. Jarnkrok taken by Arcobello and threw it out high, but Jeff Skinner intercepted. Skinner manages to finagle his way to center. Off the stick of Ellis to the corner. Ekholm with Riley Nash. Up the board. Ekholm to Jokinen, who was able momentarily to clear the zone. Ellis fades back as the Predators change their forward complement. Over for Ekholm. As the puck deflects to Mike Fisher, who backhands it low. Up the left board. Tipped out by Jordan Staal. Forsberg wheels out from behind the net. Headman's down for Josi. Josi comes in but couldn't get around Jordan Staal, who clears it for his brother Eric, who steps back inside the Carolina zone. Bellemore tied up there by Hainsey's pass. Hainsey's pass knocked down Wilson. Fisher for Wilson, right side. Wilson wheels down against Hainsey. Forsberg runs into Wilson, preventing that rush as Eric Staal steps out with the puck. Dumped in. Hurricanes and Predators both go for a change.
Ice tilted considerably towards the Carolina end through the first 6.5 minutes of play here in the third.
In the trapezoid, Zaluski. It bounces strangely off the glass support. Coming out Ribeiro! And shovels it wide and out of play. 6:44 gone in the third. Ryan Ellis, 2 minutes and 1 second ago on the scoreboard, tied this one up with his fifth.
Give you a long look at that Nashville goal and just see the way it develops. Roll it forward from there, guys. It's Stallberg, it's Ellis. Stop it right there. Spotlight these two guys and watch the way they work together. Great little play by Stallberg. He's going to cut in and he's going to lay it back to Ellis on the outside. Bad angle chance. Ellis sees a little daylight and he beats Ward on the extreme short side. Pete, he may have had to turn that puck over horizontally to do it.
Now we have a penalty call for tripping signaled from center ice. 6:47 into the third. And Gabriel Bourque is getting the escort.
Well, you hate to see that. Penalty. Minor penalty against at a time like this can be a momentum killer. Off the draw. Bourque is reaching inside. He's looking to slow down the Carolina forecheck. That's Skinner that's looking to jump that loose puck off the draw.
So power play number 2 for the Hurricanes as the puck fired out to center, but Murphy was right there to stop it. Hurricanes got one shot on net in their previous power play, and that was the goal. The pinball action goal for Eric Staal. Zekera and Gaustad, and the puck cleared down into the Carolina zone.
Coming into tonight's contest, Preds put a rather impressive streak on the line. 0 goals against last 10 games at home. The first one in a long stretch of hockey off the stick of Eric Staal.
Here's Kirby trying to use his speed, gave it back instead to Toulouse. Stick up in the face of Ekholm. And pulled right wing side by Ellis. And Jarnkrok able to set it ahead of Fisher.
Saw that one develop. I don't think Jarnkrok sees Fisher overlapping. He's anticipating a one battle for the loose puck, and perhaps Jarnkrok can spring him. It goes for naught.
Jordan Staal trying to hold on to the puck. Jokinen comes over. He's on with Arcobello. Eric Staal to Jordan Staal. And Eric Stahl's shot took off. There's a shot of the score from straight away by Falk. A power play goal gives the Hurricanes back the lead at 8:14.
Well, that one sucked some of the energy out of the building. Pretty impressive shot from Falk right in the middle of the ice. Just below the Nashville blue line. You're going to see it cycle back to him. He pulls towards the middle. One-time shot. Looked to me like Rinne may have had sightlines. Arcobello potentially is in that path of vision, but a pretty impressive shot. Justin Falk, his 7th of the year.
So now the Hurricanes lead it again. And the Predators down a goal with well over 11 minutes to go in the third. Let's see how they respond. The Staal brothers out with Lindholm. Eric Stahl's shot deflected off the pad of Pekka Rinne, and Forsberg pushes the puck up ice versus Falk. And they're going to call offside at the line. Or playing it ahead with the hand. In any case, here's the goal again by Falk.
There you see, it's actually going to cycle around the far right wing corner, deep into that corner, and then Falk pulls across the blue line. You can see there the way it strikes the back of the net. Lots of velocity on that shot. Appeared to me, judging by Rinne's reaction, he doesn't pick it up till late, so probably vision obstructed as that one is released.
Here's Tim Gleason. Tipped in by Malone. Comes all the way out for Ribeiro. Banked in just ahead of Craig Smith. Sekera gets it to McClement. Malcolm comes back. Brady just sort of left it for him there, complicating things for Nashville's breakout. Up the left wing side, now down the middle, Smith. Smith with a shot, took off over the crossbar. Smith knocks it down, and the trapezoid pulls out to the board with it. And now a shot deflected up again. Kept by Seth Jones. Bartley toward the front, deflects to the corner. Ribeiro on the trapezoid versus Gleason. He got spun around there. And now McClement shovels it out toward the point and jabbed away by Dwyer as Rene passes up trying to catch the Hurricanes on the change. Nash is there versus Ribeiro. Forsberg goes after in the corner. Onto the wall on the left wing as it goes out behind Seth Jones and Jeff Skinner in pursuit. Jones gets his help from Victor Bartley. Jones trying to reverse. Here's Skinner. Put it out in front. Backhander stopped in front. Trying to come back around with it is Skinner. Up the wall with it. Forsberg somehow escapes the tight quarters. On the left wing. Swinging is Colin Wilson. Forsberg to Wilson. Stop. Rebound score! Mike Fisher ties it back up at 10:29. Persistence paid off there.
Like Victor Bartley and Forsberg. Bartley activates. That gets him into the offensive zone. Nice little outlet pass over to Wilson. And then Forsberg with a great feed from the corner. Wilson throws it hard to the net. And then watch the job Mike Fisher does as this puck in front of Cam Ward kicks it up to his stick and then bangs it into an empty net. Couple of key performances.
And Rene had left his net. The puck was fired wide by Victor Rask. Yarncroke turns away from Rask. And now it got Shea Weber to support him. Knocked down at center by Hainsey. Rask goes down the middle. Shot deflects up into the mesh, stopping the clock. 10:59 gone. Third period. Mike Fisher's sixth goal of the season has tied this game at 2. Tied at 2. 9:01 left in regulation. Joined from the Predators bench by goaltender Carter Hutton. Carter, you have really seen quite the battle here this evening.
Yeah, it's been a tough game here. They've they're a tough team. They've played us well both times we played them, and a couple power play goals for them. But we've been a resilient team tonight. And, I don't think it's been our best all night, but I think here in the third we brought our best period so far, and it's been huge for us.
Carter, when we were off air, you were talking about how stingy this Carolina team is, just going back to last time against them. But really, things have kind of opened up in this game a little bit. That's got to favor you guys. You've got some more weapons than these Canes.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got to work for it. They're still a great hockey team. I think in the standings it doesn't show how good they are, and for them they don't give up a ton of chances here. And I think Cam Ward's been pretty solid eating up rebounds here. But now when we start to get more pucks to the net, it's going to generate a lot more offense for us.
Puck deflected out of play, so we will continue with Carter Hutton from the Predators bench. So you've seen the ice begin to tilt just a little bit. What do you think the key to that has been?
I think for us, our goal is, when we start getting more pucks to the net, there's a lot more rebounds and we can cycle off that. Majority, especially a team like this, they're going to box out in front of the net. So any block shots and things like that, we can build our cycle and get pucks up high and get down low again. And I think that really starts getting our momentum going.
Thank you so much, Carter.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Carter Hutton joining from the Predators bench, live here in the third period. 8.5 to go, tie score. Sekera surrounded. He got help there, though, from Victor Rask. That time, Justin Falk peeled back toward the Carolina blue line. Seth Jones able to get around Gerby, but Sekera has it, Carolina zone.
These last 8 minutes are going to be interesting, Pete. You've got two teams that are kind of different just in terms of structure. Conservative group, Carolina. Nashville, very aggressive. I think you're going to see a lot of folks up ice, defenders up ice. Nashville pressing the pace, gambling to some degree.
But that's been their basic nature.
And it works.
Down the right wing side, Stahlberg tips from Hainsey. Hainsey got it through, but the Predators regained possession. 7:40 remaining in regulation. You're accustomed to me saying this, are you not, everybody? Tight score. Predators' last 4 games decided by 1.
And you can sure expect that playing against these Carolina Hurricanes. That's the only kind of game they play, a 1-goal spread.
Into the zone, they said offside. They had to tag up. They did. Dwyer is the man in deep for Carolina. Looking out, Shea Weber. For Ellis in the midst of a change on D. McClement kept it in deep again. Malone on the corner. Forsberg tips the puck around McClement and breaks out. Forsberg working it behind Sekera. Forsberg gets it back. Off the board, deflects toward Fisher. Fisher persists at it, but it's Justin Falk who fires it off the boards, and the Canes dump it back in the Nashville zone.
Well done by Fisher. He stops at the battle once he loses it, and he kind of keeps it alive just momentarily in the offensive zone, but key instinct, you like that from Mike Fisher.
Sent in deep by Riley Nash. Taken back on the side there. But now the Predators, Olli Jokinen, back up with it. His shot looked like he was going to drop it off at first, but he took the shot, went wide of Cam Ward's glove. Seth Jones, Riley Nash, stopped at center. Brought back in. Wilson's shot deflected wide.
See more of that. Puck's turned over, then Nashville right back on the transition. You like that. Pressing the pace here. Late in this one with the game on the line.
Jeff Skinner hit there by Victor Bartley. Out to Yarncroke. Feeding Arcabello right side. Arcabello, it comes to the blue line. Ekholm with a try, goes wide. Gerby comes out to challenge on the other point. Arcabello given down to the right corner. Returned to Arcabello. His shot was blocked almost instantaneously. Comes back at center, Mattias Ekholm.
Mattias Ekholm with a strong play to get that one through the net. Lindholm was fronting him. I thought Lindholm had closed off the shooting lane. Matty Ekholm gets it down there anyways.
On the change, Smith. Rostad went in just across the blue line. Pass toward Jordan Staal. Missed that, and it will be icing against Carolina. Let's go to Lindsay Raleigh now with this report.
Yeah, guys, well, Philip Forsberg got the secondary assist on Mike Fisher's goal, which makes him the franchise leader for most points by a rookie at 38 points. So Philip Forsberg continues to impress this season.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. And this is game 39. Everybody keep that in mind.
Game 39, you're seeing the Radulov record that was eclipsed tonight by young Philip. It took Radulov 64 games to do that, so we made that very bold prediction our last broadcast.
Here comes Stahlberg now. Put a strong game tonight to Josi. He scores! Victor Stahlberg sets up Josi. The tie-breaking goal at 15-17.
Well, far and away the best game this year. Victor Stahlberg. Watch him. He's on his horse again. Drives it wide. Checks up. Creates all kinds of separation. Now he's just looking for a good receiver, a good option. That option becomes Roman Josi. Josi, we've seen him in this spot many times. A great shot from the outside. There you're going to see what Roman Josi sees. Daylight, far side. Cam Ward, all kinds of bodies in front of Cam Ward. Still hasn't seen that one. Nashville's first lead of the night, 3-2. 4.5 remaining.
Hurricanes break out for Skinner. Skinner getting his step closed on by Weber, and Weber blocks his drive. Canes get it back. They fire it wide of the net from the right point. Stopped at center, sent back in Riley Nash. On the Predators' right board. It goes out over the hand of Murphy. 4:05 remaining. Josi 7th. Stolberg with the primary assist. Sekera nudges in. Victor Rask. Lindholm. Back to Rask. Here's Falk with the blast. Off the stick of Rinne and into the mesh. 16-11 gone in the third. Roman Josi, his 7th of the season, putting the Predators up 3-2 over Carolina. Tonight's performance moment brought to you by Bridgestone. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion.
Wide drive by Stolberg. He finds Roman Josi on the far side. Terrific shot by Josi. Steps in, top of the circles, pounds it, far side, just blows it by Cam Ward. We call that a Swedish goal, Pete?
Yeah.
Swedes and Swiss.
A Swiss and 2 Swedes.
Involved on that one.
Yeah.
We call that Swedish hockey when they combine it in that combination.
Off the faceoff. Josi goes behind the net. Sekera tried to keep it in. Justin Falk. He had the goal that put Carolina back up 2-1 shortly after the Predators tied the game. Eric Stahl had the goal in the first period on the power play. Canes 2 power play goals tonight. And boy, what a shot by Sekera, kicking out the right pad, Pekka Rinne.
Oh, big pad save by Pekka Rinne. That one may have missed wide, but Rinne made sure and denied with the right pad. Kicks it out in a hurry. What great reaction.
No use taking a chance. And he didn't. Back of the net. Ryan Ellis. He had the breakthrough goal for Nashville to tie the game at 1. Bourque goes in ahead of Hainsey. On the right board, Ribeiro behind the net for Smith. Smith has had his chances tonight. Ekholm all the way over to the right hash mark. Ellis trying to force the issue there. Jab down by Ribeiro. Craig Smith in the trapezoid. He turns on Hainsey. And a whistle here as we remind you, Thursday night, Predators back in action here at Bridgestone Arena. They host the Dallas Stars. The coverage begins with Predators Live, presented by Nissan. That begins at 6:30 Central, followed by Predators and Stars game action at 7. All here on Fox Sports Tennessee. Make sure you check your local listings for the game availability in your area, and we hope that you have it. Left side, fired in by Ekholm. Carolina down a goal as Rask goes to Nathan Gerbe. Rinne missed it behind the net. So a juggling of lines here. Lindholm is on with Gerbe and Rask. A shot deflects, and Lindholm almost had control of it. But coming in, getting taken down. No penalty call there, Forsberg.
Justin Falk's got a good opportunity, a good look from the right point side. Forsberg with a big block to deny that and get Nashville out of a jam in their own end.
The net empty now for the Hurricanes with 1:39 remaining. So Cam Ward has been pulled. Extra attacker on for the Canes. Murphy. There's going to be a penalty here on Paul Gaustad as Murphy bursting across the line, and tripping is going to be the call with 86 seconds remaining.
Gaustad surprised.
Number 28, two-inch tripping.
Surprised by that call, but he comes down heavy force on Murphy as Murphy's trying to gain the Nashville blue. That's a pretty easy call for the official. Looks like we've got timeout called.
And
Carolina.
Yep, Carolina takes the timeout.
And why wouldn't you burn one here? Minute 26 remaining. You're a two-man advantage, really accounting for Cam Ward being pulled from the net, and he will be pulled from the net. Face-off in the Nashville zone as a result of the call on Gaustad. Yeah, that one comes at a tough time. Murphy's in a rather harmless spot on the wide side, trying to gain the zone. Gaustad, even if he doesn't upend him, Pete, he's going to draw a slashing minor, most likely. He comes down with that much force on the Murphy stick, knocks it right out of his hands.
So, the Hurricanes have had 2 shots in the power play and 2 goals.
Is that good?
Pretty fair percentage, yeah.
You're saying that's good. I think that's what you're implying.
But this is a power play that is effectively 6-on-4. Zischer takes the face-off back. Jeff Skinner banks it for Victor Rask. Jordan Staal to the front. Shot goes wide. Eric Nystrom tries to close on the puck. Eric Staal back of the net. Jordan Staal. Skinner. Skinner turns against Fisher. Fired off the sideboard by Josi. 1 minute remaining in regulation. Shot goes up high, taken by Skinner. Justin Falk to keep it. Eric Staal in front. And that one they thought they were going to celebrate, but no. Stick down on the ice. 42 seconds remaining in regulation. Predators trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Hurricanes, their goaltender pulled. Skinner comes out, tries to fling his shot on, blocked by Josi.
What a great...
And now a penalty here.
Terrific block by Josi. Not sure what the call on the ice is, but terrific block by Josi to seal that off down low as Staal is trying to wheel it at the Nashville net.
Let's listen to the call.
Here, under 11, 2 slashes.
So slash, and it's going against Jordan Staal.
Let's take a look at that Skinner chance. It's thrown out to him by Staal. Short side. He actually goes right over the shoulder of Rinne. It's in the center of the net and hits the crossbar. Phantom Cam gives us a great look at that. That puck is on edge as Skinner's convinced he's got it. You can tell by his reaction after that puck is shot.
So now the timeout for Nashville.
Boy, that's a high-grade chance for Skinner.
Let's look at Jordan Staal in front of the net. Yeah. Eric Nystrom.
Yeah, you see the exchange there between Staal and Eric Nystrom jousting back and forth, but it's the retaliation that gets flagged. Jordan Staal effectively negates the man advantage for Carolina by his reaction.
And of course the goalie back in. So the Predators can just keep the puck in the Carolina end. That one deflects out of play. Just over 20 seconds remaining in regulation, and the Predators leading 3-2.
I'll tell you, the play just prior to Jordan Stahl's minor penalty, it's pretty fierce down there. Guys are bludgeoning one another. The stick work down low. Surprised that it's that exchange that the in-zone official decides to call.
So now with the face-off at center, Ward is out again. Skinner's trying to go straight in with it. Now will be Justin Falk carrying, shooting, rebound off Rinne. Whacking at it, held in by Eric Staal. Comes back for Victor Rask. He goes wide with it. The shot tipped. And the Predators are going to win this game. So on a night when it seemed like nothing would go right for them, they're able to hold on after taking the lead with 4:43 to go and take it 3-2.
Well, I think you can say about this group, they challenged themselves to take it to another level as this game went on, looking about the second period forward, and they trusted their game, and then ultimately this game opened up. Come the third period, this game opened up, and that plays right to the Preds' sweet spot They are a team blessed with more offensive weapons than their opponent tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes. And you see this group able to convert that into a recipe for success.
So the Predators win for the second time this year when trailing after 2 by scoring 3 in the third. Coming up next, Predators Live, the post-game edition presented by Nissan.